71, past that year threshold last week. Here I am in my new digs on Monday. You saw the last of my old digs. Today's the beginning of my new digs. So just bear with me as I get my backdrop set up. Writing reflection, usually Wednesdays, coming to you on Thursday. Creative alchemy. I wanted to talk a little bit about creative alchemy in this writing journey, 371 days. Mad shout out to Nicole Natras, one of my soul sisters. She's the one that first brought this term to my attention in the work that we did with Tina for Oh My God, her amazing one woman show, and the film which I directed. That this idea of creative alchemy and alchemy is something that I it's been a theme this week. I posted about it this week, if I could speak, on on Monday, Warrior Wisdom and my conscious conversation. And of course, as only the universe usually dictates, that transcended into some writing experiences that have shown up with me this week as well. And this kind of magical process where creation and evolution happen in terms of art, creative, whatever it is that we are creating. And creative alchemy does not have to be, put over and just in the artist category. It can be in life, it can be in business, and playing the game of life and with your families, with your partners and whatnot. Whatever we want to create, there's a magic equation that happens when we start to evolve from layer upon layer of work and really connected to the truth underneath it. And so, to give you a context, I'm right at the tail end of my book again on this draft, and the last section of the book needed some work. It needed to be up-leveled. It needed to be more evolved, fleshed out, whatever the terms we want to label it. I knew that instinctively. My writing coach also mentioned it, and really that's it. It was nothing else, no other direction. But the rewrites of what's happening obviously became a catalyst for some momentum in terms of the creative inertia that happens when we're on this train. And in this last section, over the last 4 days specifically, I've seen the creative alchemy really for the first time, and how something evolved magically that I had no forethought, no hint, or feeling in my gut of, oh yeah, this is where I'm going to take the ending now, or this is what I see. I'm going to write this and I'm going to tie it all up with a neat bow, or I'm going to be clever and witty and combine this and this, and none of that. So, and yet what had happened was I've witnessed this truly awesome and amazing creative process of adding these layers to the story as it's kind of, we're taking this whole story arc and all these layers and this tapestry of the different arenas, and we're combining those into kind of a one-lane highway, leading the reader, leading the story out towards the end of the book, and then out into what people take with them. And I just went with an initial spark. And before I know it, that spark just started to have this magical feeling. And I'm like, wow, this is good. and just in good in terms of course, my opinion of the content, but also my opinion of how I'm doing this. It's like clever. It's smart. It's funny. It's emotional. It's witty. Whatever you want to label into it. But as a writer, as a creative person, when we get that spark, and when we get this intuitive kind of like this thud that happens, and when that thud happens, it's like, yeah, this is good now, or this is right. That doesn't mean that exactly what I wrote is going to stick and be in the final print that hits the shelves. And I know that a good chunk of it will be, because I feel it in every ounce of my being, that that's the truth that coincides with the story. And that is really what creative alchemy is. It is that beautiful evolution that is magical, that we don't see coming, that we cannot really create ourselves. We actually, as the artist, are really reactive. And for those of you guys all know that I don't like that word, because I always talk about being proactive in everything we do. However, though, as an artist, this alchemy is reactive to the proactive universal genius that's happening in some of the work that precedes that moment, right? The sitting down and writing day in and day out, the giving life to this, then somehow breeds life or breeds a breath into this, and then this starts to take shape, and you really can't look back and say, cause and effect. This led to this, led to this, led to this creative moment. That can happen. That's not creative alchemy. Alchemy is like, wow, I love this, and somehow we got to this from this. Fuck me sideways. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's the beauty of it. Those are the little micro moments that writers, that actors, that artists, that painters, that poets, that people that live life with a romantic lens, that's the shit that they live for. And that can happen in our everyday life as well. It can, provided that we create the life with the intention that we are all artists. We are. You've heard me talk about this. We all have the ability to create our own masterpiece. So, what is your masterpiece? And look for the creative alchemy, that magical dust that shows up in your lives, because it's there. It's there, I guarantee you. So, wanted to share that on day 371, creative alchemy. Writing. Let that pen speak. It is profoundly cathartic. It is profoundly inspirational, motivational, and can definitely put you in touch with the inner child that is always dying to have a voice in all of us. Mad love to the courageous. I'll see you guys soon. Next time, the wall behind me will be pinned down and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, cheers.